Welcome everybody in service today. Thank you for coming down on this beautiful day. If you're a love streamer online, we want to welcome you and know that the energy in this center and your energy, it goes both ways, it even goes out over the airwaves. So we're all one in that unity and that feeling and that knowingness that love is all there is. That's the vibration we are making welcome today. And so if you are a first-time guest, we have a gift for you. And I know Rob, I believe, is in here, and he got his gift already, so he's visiting from the Ukaipa area today, so we're glad to have him in the house. And after service, as always, we have a full fellowship meal today. It's celebrating Chinese New Year, so we've got all kinds of good stuff out there. We've got shrimp, and we've got all kinds of firecracker chicken and all kinds of good stuff out there. So stay for lunch. But right after service, we'll be doing our annual meeting, and then we'll be going to lunch after that. We invite you to take just a moment to silence your cell phone. So if you've got your cell phone and you want to put that on silent for just a minute, we know that Spirit speaks to us in many ways. And I liked what Yvonne said at the end of her meditation. She said, if Spirit didn't speak to you in this meditation, keep listening during the day, because what is ours to do is to listen. Because God's always speaking. God's always speaking. So if we're not hearing, and I like saying Spirit, I default to God because I was raised Methodist light, so I default to God, but I like saying Spirit. And Spirit's always speaking to us, and Spirit's speaking to us in so many ways. It speaks to us through nature. It speaks to us through the laughter of a child. It speaks to us through the presence of community. And it speaks to us through the Science of Mind textbook. Those words come alive when we allow them to come off the page. When we allow them to come off the page, we even find that in the words and the whiteness on the page, between the darkness of the letters, Spirit speaking to us in that openness and that oneness. And so I invite us to read our vision statement together. And if it's your first time, welcome. And our vision is, and it's not just CSL Beaumont, Centers for Spiritual Living Beaumont, it's CSL worldwide. We have about 440 chapters and teaching chapters and full-fledged centers, so we have about 445, most of them this side of the Mississippi in the U.S., a new one in CSL Kenya that this center supported. So we're getting our mission out of a world that works for everyone. And then our purpose statement is awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Within your humanity is a remarkable spiritual divinity. And what ours is to allow that to kind of rise up and allow us to surprise it as it rises, how it surprises us during the day in its presence. And so our CSLB mission is transforming lives, and the way we like to do it here at CSL Beaumont is one thought at a time. You know, I know a lot of teachings, and some teachings say one day at a time, but I know in my journey, I don't know about your journey, but I know in my journey, someday one day at a time is way too big a bite. Way too big a bite. And so if I can take it down to one breath at a time, I find that very comfortable space to be in. As I'm in a comfortable space with my own breath and my own awareness and my own oneness, then I can hear Spirit speak even in the silence. So transforming lives one thought at a time. And CSLB is an inclusive and transformative community of spiritual practice. And now, Yve Evans is in the house today. I'm delighted that she's here. It is a gift whenever she's present, and she will grace us with her opening song.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm giving the choir time to tune it up. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Okay, now we can get happy. Everywhere I go, come on, children. Everywhere I go, everywhere this little light, this little light. Sing like you mean it. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Now make a joyful noise with your hands. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it, declare it now. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. I'll let it shine. I'll let it shine. And the lesson is, let it shine.
So it's always our choice, as Yve says, to let it shine. It's our choice. It's our choice to let it shine. It's our choice to let it bring light into this world. And it's our choice to bring a new horizon, a new sunset. Sunset and horizon and sunrise all is one. It's time for a new sunrise on this planet. Time for a brighter sunrise and a longer sunrise. And so today we're going to rise up in spirit. We're going to rise up in light. We're going to rise up in the knowing that, as Mr. Rogers says, say howdy neighbor. And so if you just turn to somebody and wave or give them a namaste, or if you want to get up and give them a hug, get up and give them a hug and just say howdy neighbor. So sometimes we let it shine just by saying something to a neighbor that we haven't spoken to a while. Sometimes we let our light shine by picking up a phone and calling someone that we haven't heard from in a while. And sometimes we let our light shine by checking in with ourselves and just taking inventory of how are we? How are we doing? Are we spiritually connected? Are we doing our practice? Are we present with spirit? So sometimes it's great to say howdy neighbor, but sometimes it's great to say, hey, howdy, Reverend Michael, how are you doing today? Just check in with yourself. It's a good time to be checking in. Where are you with the presence? Where are you with your practice? Where are you with that power of the choice of love and light and truth? So now it's time for our announcements. And our flower ministry, if you'd like to, it's a way we celebrate life. It's where we let our light shine and Spirit's light shine. And it's $40 to sponsor the flowers on a Sunday. There's a sign-up sheet in the hall. Ross is the one who coordinates that. And today, the flowers are sponsored by Ross Holmquist. And they're sponsored in honor of, I believe, Valentine's Day and our anniversary, both of which are like dovetailing. So Valentine's Day and our anniversary are just 4 days apart. So I guess it's a Valiversary. So Ross bought these in honor of our Valiversary. So thank you, Ross. Really appreciate it. And I think they're extra beautiful today. So I really love those. So we won't be auctioning those off at lunch. I'm taking them home. Yvonne loves those. So I said to Yvonne, how much are you going to bid for them? Because you might take them home. I just might sell our anniversary flowers. You never know if the price is right. Come on down. We just had our Science of Mind discussion group 9 to 9:30 on the first and third Sunday, and we just had it, and we talked about duality today. Is duality a reality, or is it an illusion? Are we separate from Spirit? Are we always one with Spirit? And that was the conversation. And I think we kind of came up, we're not looking for answers. We like living in the question in this teaching. But I think we came up with the answer that Any separation is just something we create in our mind. It's not the truth. We're always connected with Spirit. And so we may feel separated, but we never are. And it's our choice to realign our thoughts with that harmony and that oneness and that vibration of Om, that vibration of the universe. And we have our Wednesday Wellness. It's going up the first Wednesday of the month, and it's 5:45, and it's just a check-in, a conscious conversation. How you doing? It's online, and it's on Zoom, and I think we're going up with our third time in a week or so in March, and it's going really well. And it's a place where you get to be authentic, and I'm having a hard day, I'm having a good day, I'm having an easy day, and just connect with like-minded people and comfortable and conscious conversation. So join us in Wednesday Wellness, and we will be expanding our Wednesday Wellness Zoom program. You'll hear that in our annual meeting. So we are looking forward to having something on Zoom every Wednesday and calling it our Midweek Faith Lift, our Wednesday Wellness Midweek Faith Lift. So we'll be expanding that. It's going so well, we're going to expand that. But right now it's the first Wednesday, so join us. Good grief. Always right here in the sanctuary, 1 to 2:30. It's how we come together to move from our hurts to our hopes, to our healings, to our harmony. That's good grief. You don't heal grief alone. You heal it together in community. So come join us. It's a safe space. It's a loving space. And it's a space where we get to grow together and move into that joy of remembering the joy of life and the fun of life. When sometimes grief gets there, grief's always with us, but it becomes a smaller part of life as we open up to the life that we love living. And this week, last month, we do Metaphysical Movie Night, the second Wednesday of the month. 5 to 5:40 is spaghetti dinner, family or community spaghetti dinner. Then 5:40 to about 7:30, we run a movie, and it was Antoine Fisher a couple weeks ago. It was a wonderful movie about finding out more about yourself. And so this month, it's going to be Solo Mio, and it's in the theaters right now. If you haven't seen it, come to movie night. And I just found out it's going to be released on DVD March 3rd, so we'll just have time to get the Blu-ray here in time for movie night. Do not miss O Solo Mio. It's a phenomenal expression of love lost, love found, and opening your heart. When it gets shut down and hurt, of opening your heart to loving again. It's just a heartwarming movie. 5 Agreements class, a new class. We're going up Monday, March 9th, 5 consecutive Mondays. It's Don Luis Miguel's book that follows his 4 Agreements book. If you ask me what the 5th agreement is, I don't remember. We were trying to remember the 4 agreements. We remembered 3 of them. Be impeccable with your word. Always do your best. Don't take anything personally. And if anybody knows the 4th agreement that we couldn't think of this morning, you get a free lunch in Carter Hall afterwards. So there you go. Practitioner Adrian is offering a free complimentary practitioner session, so connect with him through the office, and he will work with you on a free practitioner session. And he will also be doing our shared prayer circle after service in the Om Room today. And before our annual meeting, if you would like prayer, head to the Om Room. It's right through this door. Adrian will be here to guide you on, and join him in a collective prayer circle in the Om Room. Don't leave here with anything heavy on your heart. Don't leave here with your heart shut down. This is about opening your heart to that omness and that oneness and the goodness of life exactly the way it is. And our annual meeting will follow immediately after. We'll have about a 5-minute break, but immediately after our service and our talk today, we'll have our annual meeting, annual election. So you'll be meeting our board of directors. You'll be finding out about what we did last year, what's coming up in the new year, and electing some new members to the board of directors. So we hope you will stay for that, even if I know we have some new people here today, but stay and learn a little bit more about us today on this Sunday. And then again, after service potluck will be after our annual meeting today, which will be probably 30, 40 minutes, so it won't take too long. And now I invite Yve to go into her second song here today, see what she has in store for us.
Oh my. It's American History Month. And I was going to sing this after Pastor's talk. But I'm going to sing it now. Is that all right, Pastor? Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us, facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days that hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place on which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading our paths through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, Thou who hast brought us far along the way, Thou who hast by Thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met Thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget Thee. Shadowed beneath Thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. let it resound loud as a rolling sea.
And so, Yve and I had a chance to talk for a couple of minutes in Carter Hall today. We don't often have time on Sunday really to talk or connect. There's so much going on, and tech and microphones to adjust. And so we had a really nice time chatting. And Yve was sharing that so often, and we connected on this. So often she'll have the music ready for a Sunday, and this is the music. It's all set up, and she's so comfortable in knowing what she's going to be playing on Sunday morning, and then at 5 o'clock on a Sunday morning, she'll get a hit from Spirit. Totally changes. And sometimes even here between 10 and 10:15, it changes. And we were sharing how frustrating that can be at times, or it feels like frustration, but what's the feeling? Really, I think I know when I feel frustration, it's I'm knowing what it is. I'm really coming to know myself better. Any frustration I feel is my frustration to a limitation that I believe I'm putting on Spirit. And I just recognize that. Oh my gosh. When I'm frustrated, I'm not frustrated with Spirit. I'm frustrated with me for not honoring Spirit in the moment. But I know Yve has 5 o'clock in the morning moments. I had a 3:30 in the moment this morning. And the magic and the miracle and the majesty of when you let Spirit speak. And there's old adages, and one of them is that practice makes perfect. Well, that's societal belief. Puts a lot of pressure on us, right? Puts a lot of pressure on not to enjoy the practice, but to make the practice heavy and burdensome. But as we move up in consciousness, we move from the consciousness of practice makes practice to practice makes presence. And there's a point where the practice falls away. And all there is this brand new day of spiritual awareness and spiritual awakening and spiritual energy and joy. And the burden of the practice becomes the bounty of the joy of practice becoming presence. And I so enjoy when Yve is here because she so falls into presence and brings that for us. So we're so grateful she's here today. Ernest Holmes shares this about that moving beyond the practice into the power of the presence. How do we move beyond our spiritual practice into the power of this present moment? Ernest Holmes shares this. He says, and notice I always share Ernest Holmes says this, not Ernest Holmes said this. Ernest made his transition about 1960. But we always say Ernest Holmes says this or shares this in the moment because he's sharing us right now through the words he left. I may be speaking them, but I'm speaking his words, so he's present. So it's not what he said, it's what he says. And he says there is an integrity to your soul, such as you will find nowhere else in the universe. In this integrity, which I like to call universal unity, here you will meet life. Here you will decide. And here you may come to neutralize the thought patterns of the ages by simply denying them and saying to the thought patterns of the ages which no longer serve us, we get to say goodbye, and we get to say goodbye by saying this: there is something greater than that condition in my life. Now, I don't know what your mission in life is. I'm coming to know my mission better. But I know one of my missions in life, among my missions, it's not to listen to the conditions so much. It's not to look to the condition for permission. Because in my wise old age of almost 74, I'll be getting birthday flowers in a few months, I hope, getting birthday flowers. In my wise old age of 74, Never once in my life has the condition of my circumstances given me the permission to be the full-out bounty of my consciousness. Never in my entire life has the circumstances of my conditions given me the permission to be the magnificence of my consciousness. And so there's something greater, Ernest says, than the condition or the existence of the condition. And he says, state this. State it this way. There's something greater than all of the conditions. And he says this, I believe in it. He doesn't say believe in it because I, Ernest, believe in it, because I, Michael, believe in it. Don't believe in it because I believe in it. Believe in it because your life depends on it. Your life depends on it. Your life depends on it. And so he invites us to say, there is a power greater than I am, and I accept that greater power as my own. It's a power I can choose and use. And that greater power is what I like to call universal unity, the power of you. Now, part of the power of universal unity is the power of your beliefs. There are many parts to your power. There are many parts to this greater yet to be. There are many parts to this greatness of consciousness. One of the parts that makes this whole thing work, one of the parts that makes this whole thing work is your ability to believe. This teaching works, but it is dependent on your openness and your willingness to believe in greater yet to be's. There's an age-old adage, many of us know this, and it's called beauty is in the eye of the beholder. How many know that? Have heard that in their life? We have 100%. 100%. Hands up. Yet in our new thought, it brings us to a new way of being and seeing and becoming. And in a new thought thinking, if we so choose to believe, we turn our old adages into our new advantages. We can turn our old adages of I have to work hard for the money into the new advantage that I get to do what I love and the money will flow. That's a new advantage. It's a new. Can't you see that on a highway? I just saw the sign. I'm driving on the freeway and I just saw this sign. New advantage. Exit here. When are you going to get off the freeway of your old beliefs and take that exit ramp to new advantages? New advantages into the unknown. You know, we enter that exit, we take that exit of new advantages by exiting the highway of the known. And as we do it, we come to restate and reframe and reclaim that age-old adage into the universal truth of our knowingness and our believingness that beauty is in the eye of the believer. That's earnest. That's earnest. Beauty is not in the eye of the beholder, and here's the possibility as to why. Because if I'm holding beauty and beholding it out there, I'm not recognizing that bounty and that beauty and that blessing of the gift of Spirit's presence that I am in here. And I can't recognize the fullness of the beauty out there until I come to let the blossoming of the fullness of my inner beauty become revealed to me. And then the outer world is revealed in a whole new way. So we get to take our old adages and turn them into our new advantages by exiting the freeway of our old beliefs and taking that exit to new advantages. And so know with me that beauty is in the eye of the believer. Scripture states, for it is done unto you as you believe. And we're based 40% in Christian Scripture. And as you come to believe it, as you come to own your belief, you own your belief. I can't own it for you. I'm not here selling you anything that I want you to own. I'm here presencing something wonderful which I'd like you to become one with. I'm presencing something wonderful that I'd like you to become one with. I'm not trying to sell you anything. And as we believe, we come to receive, and as we receive, we achieve. Universal Unity, which is our talk title today, The Power of You, invites us. It's an invitation to make welcome the knowing that the bars of our jails and the bars of our boundaries and the bars of our bindings are not made of metal bars. They are made of our mental beliefs, our mental attitudes, and our mental values. Chuck, are we going to be able to get that clip or we're not? Okay, so Maya Angelou shares that in I Know Why the Caged Bird Sing, she shares this. And she says, I dedicate this book to my son, Guy Johnson, and all of the strong blackbirds of promise, and defy the odds and the human gods, and sing their soulful songs. Maya Angelou had a very challenging childhood. She went into silence for 7 or 8 years, did not speak a word, and in that silence she came to hear the voice of God. And then she became the presence of the voice of God through her writings and her poetry. And in the poem, And Still I Rise, which many of us know, it's one of the most beautiful poems ever written about rising up in the strength, your soul strength, and your heart's power, and that courage of the universal unity, of the power to believe in yourself again when you'd lost that power, when that power had seemingly been taken away from you, and she came to find that power in the silence, and it became one of the most powerful voices in this country, in this nation, in this world. And Maya Angelou came to discover this in her book, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, because she's been caged for many years. Her soul had been caged, her heart had been locked, and her life had been oh so limited. And she came to this awareness, and she shares with us, a bird doesn't sing because it has answers. A bird sings because it has songs. A bird doesn't sing because it has answers. A bird sings because it has songs. The song of Maya Angelou's soul was so strong, it came to rise above the conditions of her world and brought her into the universal unity of knowing the power of you resides resplendent in the power of your beliefs and coming to know better who you are. Maya Angelou went from the silence of many years into the voice of her soul. And she came to share this, and she invited us to remember this. To remember this about the voice in our soul. To remember this about the love in our heart. To remember this about the light that we choose to presence in the world or choose not to. That light is never caged. It's never under a bushel barrel. It's always burning brightly. It's ours to clean the lamp of that. We had kerosene lanterns in storms in Long Island when I was a kid. My great-grandparents' kerosene lanterns, we'd light them, and they'd burn brightly for about 20 minutes, and then the black of the kerosene would have just blackened that chimney on the lantern, and you had to turn it off, let it cool, clean the chimney, put it back on. And life's like that. You know, we get a lot of soot on us, and we get a lot of stuff put upon us, and until we learn we don't have to take it upon us. But just like that chimney and that kerosene lamp on those 3-day nor'easters, you had to take that darn chimney off, and you had to clean the black of that kerosene soot. And so sometimes we shutter the light of our souls, and what is ours is to open those shutters and to embrace all of the things that keep our light from shining brightly, whether it's a bushel basket, whether it's a shutter, whether it's a kerosene lamp, whether it's the soot of this or the soot of that or the soil of this. Ours is to know that nothing can keep that light of the soul down. Nothing can keep the light and love in our heart from breaking open, and nothing can keep us from being the light and the power and the presence and the courage that breaks this world open into a sunrise brighter than it's ever seen. Into a day of love that has only up until now been imagined, and into a unity of oneness of individuals coming into a collective community of peace and harmony and love unlike this world has ever known. Maya Angelou presents that. She unshuttered her light. She opened her voice, she opened her heart, and she shared this, she said, of her journeys. She said, your legacy is every life that you have ever touched. So if you wonder if you have a legacy, when we're coming to draw that last human breath, and we all will, but know in the moment you draw your human breath and you exhale that human breath, know in that very minute your spiritual breath just rushes in. It just rushes in. So in that moment, know that your legacy is every life that you have ever touched, with your poetry, with your presence, with your power, with your light, and with your love. You're the lantern. You're the shutter. You're the light. Shine brightly. Universal unity is the power of you, and it's about the power of knowing that the force isn't in you. It is you. The force isn't in you. It is you. T.S. Eliot shares this. He was a renowned poet and playwright. And he shared, only those who risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. This powerful quote has transcended time for hundreds of years and continues to resonate with individuals from all walks of life. In these simple words, Eliot captures the essence of our human potential and the profound significance of pushing beyond the known of our limits. You know, let's think of our comfort zone as our lazy boy comfort chair. We get like snuggled in that lazy boy, you know. We get snuggled in our remote that's preset to our favorite 5 channels. I know we got a Netflix button and an Amazon button and a Vudu button, and they're all preset of what we're supposed to tune into. And I was thinking this morning, I had a Mustang when I was in high school, and it had an AM/FM radio. That was big. And you had to, it didn't come with presets, and you had to pull the little tabs. There were 5 buttons. Remember these radios in the car, 5 buttons? And to set them when you got it from the factory, you pulled the buttons out like an inch. You pulled them out, and then you tuned the dial to preset number 1. I want 77, 77 1.1, and you pushed it in, and you were preset. And you went along and you preset all those 5 buttons. But the thing about life, don't let anyone preset your buttons for you. Don't let anyone tell you what your presets are. Don't let anyone preset your buttons for you. And you know, part of the fun of that new car was so many stations, even then, about 40, 50 stations in Connecticut, which ones did I really want to preset? But you know where the fun was? Before I hit the preset. Because before it was preset, you had to go all the way down the dial, right? AM and FM, and listen to all those channels and hear new experiences, and maybe even hear the voice of Spirit through a song that you hear. So I think sometimes in life, Ernest invites us not to go to the presets and to leave those buttons unset so that we can experience more of life and the fullness of life. You know, the character of a great nation isn't reflected in the height to which they fly their national flag. I think, and Ernest Holmes would invite us to move beyond the thinking into the feeling, because he said it's in the feeling that we connect with that faithfulness of prayer, that faithfulness of our soul, that faithfulness of love in our heart. And he says, move beyond thinking. That's not where the power is. Move into that faithfulness of feeling. And so I'm feeling this, and the character of a great nation isn't reflected in the height to which they fly their national flag. The treasure of a great nation is reflected in the depth of the character of its citizenry. The treasure of a great nation is not reflected in the height to which they fly their flag. It is reflected in the courage of its citizenry to stand up and to speak up and to show up. Universal unity and the power of you is about doing the right thing even when no one is looking. Or maybe even more challenging, doing the right thing when everybody is looking and not doing the go-along thing. not doing the go-along thing, go along to get along. The universal unity of the power of you is the power of you to choose love over hate. It's your choice. It's your choice how you use that power. The universal unity of the power of you is the power of you to stand tall and to stand proud. And sometimes the power of that universal unity that flows in us and through us, that is us, sometimes we express that power not by standing up, but by sitting down. Sometimes we express that power not by standing tall, but by sitting down. Rosa Parks stood very tall by sitting down. The depth of her character revealed the universal presence of universal unity, that we're all one. She did it in front of many people. She did it in front of TV, but she didn't do it for herself. She did it because, as with Maya Angelou, she had no choice but to let that voice in her soul sing free. The caged bird doesn't sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. Maya Angelou didn't sit on that bus because she had an answer. She stood tall by sitting on the bus because it was the right thing to do, no matter who was watching. No matter who was watching. Sometimes we stand tall by building an underground railway. Sometimes that's the calling of our soul, to stand tall, to go into the depth of our character. Ernest Holmes invites us to go deep into deep. We don't go deep into deep on a Sunday. We do that in classes. We do that in meditation. We do that in building an altar at home, whatever that is, an altar of nature. But Harriet Tubman went and answered the deep under the deep of her soul. Sometimes we stand tall by building a railway. Sometimes we stand tall by climbing a mountain and building a dream, not just for ourselves, but for our nation, and by leaving a legacy of love behind. Martin Luther King said this: the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Sometimes we stand tall by writing a poem and letting the caged birds sing. Sometimes we stand tall by sitting on a bus and letting Spirit reveal what is ours to do. Sometimes we stand tall by climbing a mountain and building a dream of a beautiful nation where love is all and all is love. And for sure we stand tall whenever we touch another person with the love in our heart and leave a legacy of love behind. And sometimes, in the universal unity of love, we stand in honor of those who stood tall in courage, who stood tall in shining the light of their soul, the love in their heart, and their love and their presence became the power of a legacy of love that changed this nation and all nations to a higher degree of good. And so I invite each of you, if you feel comfortable in this moment, and if you don't, you may remain seated, just to stand where you're standing, to stand in honor of all those stood tall in courage, whether it was a bus, know with me today that the force isn't with you, the force is you. Know with me that the greatness of a nation is not in how high they fly their flag. It's in how deep the citizenry of that nation is willing to go into their soul, to touch into that universal unity of the power of you that is within, the courage of its citizenry to go deep into its heart to a love that has always been there, that's greater than any love that you've ever known, and the courage of its citizenry to sometimes stand up, to sometimes sit down, but to always and always keep moving forward. Yve and I were talking at Carter Hall. We don't often have time to do that. And we shared that sometimes Spirit drops in at 5 in the morning, sometimes at 2 in the morning, and sometimes at 9:59 as you're on your way up here. But I think, and I think Yve would be in compliance. Are we in compliance or congruity or synchronicity? Whatever you have written on the page, whatever lyrics you have written down, whatever notes you have or chords you're ready to play, if you're ready to be willing and open, as Yvonne said, if Spirit didn't speak to you in this meditation today, keep listening today. Spirit will be speaking to you today. Trust me, Spirit will be speaking to you today before the day is over. And I think Yve would be in synchronicity with this, and I don't mean to put words in her mouth so she can speak against this if she wants, but in that unity of community, in that unity of love is all, in that universal oneness. When you write poetry that lets you out of the cage of your false beliefs, when you sit on a bus that opens up your soul for the whole world to see the light of your soul, when you stand tall with others who've had the courage to be who they are, you come to learn and you come to love and you come to experience and you come to trust that the best gift you can give to this world is what's written on your heart. And when you're gifted at 5 in the morning or 2 in the morning, and you honor that gift and you get up and you write from what's written on your heart, there is no way you cannot leave a legacy of love behind from the way you are present with people. Your legacy of love is the way you show up in this world. And the way you show up in this world, based on the principles of this teaching, matters now more than it ever has. More than it ever has. And so I invite Yve to go into our final song.
When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrow like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul, with my soul. is well with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul.
So Yvonne shared at the end of meditation, if you didn't hear Spirit's voice in the meditation, you will before the day's over. I know I just heard Spirit's voice. And the day ain't anywhere near over. So stay open. Stay open. And so now it's time for our giving, and I invite our ushers to come forward and begin the collection as we read our giving statement. Know that we are consciously connected spiritual community, and the greatest gift you can give us is your presence. And I invite us to read this together, right? Our unity of connection, we're all one. So to read this together in harmony and from that openness of your heart. And so together, let's say, I give and receive freely and generously with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is. Online, you can go to cslbeaumont.org. We have a donate button. You can text GIVE 951-420-6909. You can Zelle to our office number. We have a credit card machine. You can use plastic in the office. And there's so many ways you can give, but mostly we invite you to give is of your heart into this world. And we know that will come back to the center in so many ways. So first give of your heart, then give to the world. And I know it's going to come back to this center. So we're so richly blessed, each and all of us, when we give of our love to the world. It comes back so many ways.
I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me, agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive.
Yeah, rise, that's it. And still I rise. May Angelou, may you go home and check out that poem on the internet. It will bring your soul forth in a way that only a magician of the mystical, and I think Maya Angelou was a magician of the mystical and made it presence on this earth. What a gift. What a gift. And so now it's time, if it's your first time here, we stand up and we circle up and we hold hands. If you would like to remain seated and join us in consciousness, if you're not feeling comfortable in joining the circle or holding hands, and we sing our way out, and I believe we're doing Let There Be Peace today. I believe.
Ready, choir?
Ready.
I can't hear you. Ready?
Yes.
Oh. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, peace that was meant
to be.
this be a moment now? With every breath I take,
let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. And so let us know something wonderful happened at CSL Beaumont today, and that something wonderful that happened is the knowing that the power is not in us. The power is us. And what is ours to do is sometimes to stand up, sometimes to sit down, but always to shine the light of love in our soul, the openness of the gateway of our heart, and make it presence in this world in a way that the legacy of love, remains behind forever in the people whose lives you touched. And together we say, and so it is. So we'll be taking about a 5-minute break, and then we'll be having our annual meeting. And then after the annual meeting, we'll be having lunch in Carter Hall.
5 minutes.
I get five. You want prayer. Adrian will be meeting you in the Om room. So we're doing prayer in the Om room. So if you're looking for prayer, don't leave here with anything heavy in your heart. Adrian will be leading collective prayer in the Om room.
I see you and I smile. Thank you so much.
I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here. Couldn't wait to get here.
Oh, goody. Hope it happens again sooner than later. Familiar with the singer, Nick? You have to go say.
Of course.
Of course. She reminds me of you.
Oh, well, that is a great compliment.
I know.
Because
It is.
Because Betty,
She's my favorite.
she's a hot stuff.
I went to see her.
I'll call you.
Okay, if everyone would take their seat, we'll get ready on our annual meeting. And I'm sure everyone is eager to get into Carter Hall and have lunch. So we're going to try to keep this down to 20 minutes. And Chuck, when we get to 20, ring the bell again. That's it. That's it. It's funny, every time I go to the ideologist, she asks, do you hear sounds that you don't know where they're coming from? And I heard the bell, and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. So I asked Ross, do you hear something? And he goes, yeah, I hear a bell. So it's like, okay, great. Okay, again, I'm so glad to have everybody here for our annual meeting. So all of our board members can go through the great work that they did during 2025 so that everybody knows who's doing what to who and what our great accomplishments were for 2025. So let me get my cheat sheet. First, we're going to have Yvonne, unless you, Reverend Michael, were going to bless our beginning of. Oh, okay, good.
Okay. So we'll do a benediction here as Yvonne's coming up. And let's just know that there's a vibration here. There's a vibration in the air. And that vibration is one of connectivity. It's one of communication. And it's one of the consciousness of co-creativity. And so what I invite us to know is to feel into that vibration. It's in the air. It's in the presence here today. It's in the power of this teaching. And know that that presence is guiding each and every step of this presentation. This presence and this vibration is guiding each and every step of this center to higher and better goods in the new year. And this presence is gifting each of us with having a whole lot of fun while we're doing it. So knowing that, I invite us to say together, and so it is.
So my job as secretary is to do the minutes for the last meeting, which will be in 2024. So if we're going to cut down to 20 minutes, do you want me to do the long version or the short version? Okay. The annual meeting was held on February 23rd, 2025, following Sunday service. I will be highlighting the events of 2024. The entire 2024 PowerPoint presentation is present in the office for your perusal. So if you want to go over it, it's here, okay? The major change was the bylaws amendment that occurred. CSLB bylaw Article 4. There were no candidates for the Board of Trustee in 2024, so the current Board of Trustee extended their term for 1 year. The current Board of Trustee will be the same rotation that they were on currently. Right now, Betty and I are going off this year. That's the two people that are going off. But the rest of the the board who are on will be on for 1 more year. The financial report for 2024, the total revenue was over $102,000, and the total expenditures were $135 plus. And we had a net operating revenue of minus $32,000. We ended up at the end of 24 with a net operating revenue of 23 negative, a loss of 23,830. Now, when Dorothy does a report, the treasurer will show you how they figure that out for 2025, and then you'll understand it if there's any problem. If there is, talk to her. The financial success, the key contributors and accomplishments. I was going to give you that information. Overall increase in giving happened. The substantial donations from members and friends. There was a close monitoring of expenses, and new and diverse events and fundraising activities happened. So mid-year 2024, we also had a budget review, and there was an independent external compilation review completed with positive results. The accomplishments of the team reports for expansion of what you will hear from the minister's report, from the membership team, from the events and fundraising team, and the tech and medical report, building and grounds report. So you're going to hear all of those, and they'll really be a continuation of what we've been doing all along, with some more accomplishments that have happened, and then some intentions for next year. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And these will be in the office so that you can look at the boards if you need to. So we are doing the elections after?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me also recognize who the board members were in 2025. Of course, our senior minister, Reverend Michael, myself, Emmy Bell. That's right. Everyone knows you, Emmy. Dorothy Cole, Yvonne Fowler, Betty Ann James, who kind of hurrayed. Yes, we're going to hooray for Betty. And Judy Garth. So again, I just wanted to recognize the great contributions that these individuals made for the center. And right now, we're going to have our financial report, which is very extensive because our treasurer is wonderful. She can account for every penny that members have contributed. So, Dorothy, I thank you, and please come up for your presentation.
See what this represents?
There you go.
Says it all, right? Well, good morning. Good morning. And thank you for being here. When Bill said 20 minutes total for the presentation, I thought, well, that means you're only going to hear from me. Perhaps. No, I'll be as brief as possible. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce the finance team members. Bill Sodi, who is also president of the board, Reverend Dr. Michael, our senior minister, Joan Frost. Will you please stand and be recognized? Joan Frost, Marcia Becker, who is our administrator, and she's back there. Jack Burnham, and new to the team is Tina Jacob, but she's not here today. Before I get into the report, the presentation, I'd like to, in representing the team and the board as well, and the entire congregation, I'd like to dedicate this presentation in honor and memory of Donna McNeese Smith. And I do so because Donna was the treasurer here for several years, and she encouraged me to consider being treasurer. And this was several years ago, and she and I, as a team, the two of us, authored the bylaws for us to have a finance team. This was back in 2018. So we want to dedicate this presentation in her memory and in honor of Donna McNeese Smith. Because trust me, physically, if she were here physically, she'd be front and center. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to take you on a brief journey, starting with 2025. Next. And thank you in advance, Chuck and Adrian, for your support, okay? We started with our budget forecasted for 2025. We were looking at revenue, and I'm going to be rounding up to the nearest thousand, okay? Our total revenue was 156,000. Expenses, we were looking at 173,000, and we knew going in we'd have a shortfall of around $17,000. So what did we actually end up with? Well, we ended the year last year with revenue at 124,000, expenses 176, with a shortfall of around 52,000. But not to worry. What I'd like to show you is, where did the money come from? Where did that revenue, what was the source of it? Well, you know, we do our pledge drive every year, and we depend on that to help us set the budget. In 2025, of the 124,000 in income, 68% of that was due to our pledgers, okay, which was a little over $83,000. And then, of course, the next source would have been additional income. And that's when we're looking at those individuals that tithe or give or in the offering, but are not necessarily the ones who made a pledge. Because we have a number of givers, donors, who have not made a pledge commitment, but they still donate, okay? So this is, in essence, and the other additional income comes from workshops, classes, fundraising activities. And as you can see by the percentages, pledges first, additional income, and then other contributions, all right? Then we look at the expenses. Our expenses was $176,000 last year. In most organizations, our trend is no different than what we see in most other organizations. Oh, I'm sorry. And that is, we're at, yes, no, yes, one more. Thank you, thank you. Is no more than what we see in most other organizations. The preponderance of expenses is staff, is our payroll, okay? Next, of course, is administration. Our payroll costs, expenses, our payroll was right around $79,000, $80,000 last year. And then the administrative cost was around $28,000. So this gives you a view of how we have spent our monies over the past year, okay? And as I said, our trend is in line with most other organizations as far as the percentages. Our financial assets, how did we end 2025? Well, first of all, we remain mortgage free. In other words, we have no liens on our property here, no debt connected to our property here. And it's been this way. When I first came here, it was this way, and it remains this way. The total bank balances, and we do bank with U.S. Bank, at the end of last year was at $204,000. And you can see the breakdown of the different accounts where this money is housed, okay? There is an oversight my oversight on this page, because we do have a small business administration loan that's not reflected on this page, and it should have been. It is a non-secured loan in the amount of $48,600. We secured this loan back in June of 2020 during COVID, okay? The terms, 30 years at 2.75% interest. As of today, that balance is 43,000. But we have ensured that we're always positioned financially to pay off this loan if need be. We ensure that. Also, while we're on this page, I want to direct your attention to the savings account, number 1964. This account holds our designated, restricted monies. And you might ask, well, what does that mean? It means that over the years, we have received donations from donors that are linked or tied to a specific project and/or items, okay? And in this fund, we have close to $61,000. We'll go to the next one, please.
Next slide.
As you can see the breakdown of those designated funds. For example, Ministry of Prayer has about $9,000 available to be utilized based on the guidelines around that particular restricted account, okay? Marketing, publicity, guest musicians, and we could just go on, but it's there for your view whenever you'd like to. But I did want to bring that to your attention. And we continue with the next page on designated funds, which stands out as music. We have at our discretion close to $20,000 to be utilized for music for our congregation. So how and what did we deem to be our successes? This is finance team. What did we really key in or zone in or focus on in 2025? Well, one of the key things that we did was we implemented a targeted giving plan to match the monies the grant that we received from Heffernan Foundation, which was to help us to get our new parking lot. The membership, you were very receptive, you donated, and the lot was completed in record time because we were given a timeline to have that completed by Heffernan. The other significant was donations that we received from members and friends that exceeded their committed pledges. We added Zelle as an option for donors. We now have the ability to process debit and credit cards on site. We continue to closely monitor the expenses. We established guidelines for all of the designated funds. And what is not noted here, the finance team partnered with the Board of Trustees. We had a joint meeting so that we could assess the overall health of CSLB, the overall financial health of CSLB. And we did this in April of last year. Moving right along, What about this year? Well, the budget for 2026, we have projected revenue income of $204,000. We expect to get 57% of that from pledges. We had 28 pledges. And by the way, that was an awesome pledge campaign, one of the best that we've had here in our center. Yes. Yes, thank you, Darla. There she is. Yes. The other we would be coming from additional income and other contributions. The expenses, $244,000 we're projecting. And there again, the preponderance of that amount will be for staff, facility, and Bill will probably talk a little bit more about what that upcoming expense might be as far as the facility here. As of February of this year, you can see what our bank balance showed on February 3rd, to be exact, that we have a total of $201,000 in the bank, and that was as of February of this year, most recent. And you can also get the breakdown of savings, the CDs that we have. What is our focus coming into this year? We want to continue to partner with the event team, fundraising. We want to be able to explore and implement events that's going to yield maximum profits to eliminate any negative budgetary impacts. We want to continue to ensure transparency and confidentiality in all transactions. We're going to continue to post the monthly financial results. And this year, we're projecting that, not projecting, we're going to do it, mid-year budget review. We didn't do this in 25. The last time we had the mid-year budget review was in 2024. But we are going to do that review again this year. So I'm going to end with ingratitude. Did I miss something? No. Ingratitude is all because of you. You continue to contribute through tithes and offerings. You support the events and fundraising activities that we sponsor here. You share your expertise and talents. You attend classes, the workshops. Priceless is your volunteer hours that you provide. You always show acts of kindness. You consistently demonstrate love for our spiritual home. Your support also demonstrates your commitment to this philosophy, this way of life, so that our center will continue to be a beneficial presence, not only in the Beaumont Banning communities, but beyond, and even the world. So in closing, I want to thank all of you for your confidence, your trust, and support of this team. And as I've always stated every time I get to do this is, we may be small, but we're mighty and strong. Thank you.
We are now happy to hear the minister's report and all the achievements that we achieved, redundant, in 2025.
All right, thank you, Bill. And so Darla and I were talking a couple months ago, and she said, you know, what's this center? And she came up with a phrase, and I loved it, the little church that could. So we're the little church that could, you know, we think we can, we think we can, we think we can, we know we can, we know we can, we know we can, and we are doing and being and becoming. So it's been an exciting year here. I'm going to have to read from this TV. And our Sunday celebration service for me is what all of the teams are about, coming together. So this Sunday service works well. We all come together for this Sunday service. We've added more live music, and we're continue to expand that. We'd like to have one live concert every quarter as we move forward, but we expanded Live Sunday to 3+ Sundays a month. Meditation time, because you asked for it, from 10 minutes to 15, because people said we want more meditation time. Our Sunday message is always all-inclusive. Our Sunday community lunch continues to expand. Our Sunday bulletin has improved. We've gotten announcements in the bulletin. We've improved the graphics on the front, so the Sunday bulletin is continuing to improve. We've added the Om Room with practitioners doing collective prayer in the Om Room after every Sunday. We used to have 1 or 2 people stay here in the sanctuary. We're now getting sometimes 4, 5, 6. So it is growing now that we have a private prayer space. So that was a good transition. Our ambassador team, which is headed by Ross, is growing, doing more duties, getting the program out, making sure people sign in, working on having name tags, assisting anyone with any questions they have. And the Sunday Flower Ministry, which Reverend Bev started, and she works with Ross, they work together on this, is just doing really, really, really well. So thank you for tithing to that and contributing. It's a great part of our Sunday ministry. And, change your thinking and change your life. Our practitioner core is something that we really want to work on strengthening, both in numbers and in our consciousness. And so this year, in order to do that, all of our practitioners went to the Apple Valley 3-day retreat. So we spent, 25, 30 hours together, getting to know each other, hearing ourselves sharing different groups. And the great gift was Dr. Ken and Deborah Gordon were there. And his focus at that retreat was really the power of prayer. And he presenced that for us. And I know some of our practitioners came back and said, I've never heard such powerful prayer work. So when we're in the presence of these great people with great experience, we grow. And we had 35 practitioners and 7 CSLs represented at that 3-day retreat. So it was a real honor to be able to attend that for all of the practitioners. Yvonne had a meeting, was out of town, so Yvonne unfortunately missed that. But that was a great coming together. And it's better when we do it together. It's better when we do it together. And so we hosted the quarterly ministers meeting. CSLB has about Southern California. It actually goes as far as Hawaii. And we hosted the quarterly ministers meeting here. We usually have 5 to 7 people. We had 14 people in attendance. So we did a great job on getting that out and hosting here. And we're trying to get the center in Hawaii to host so we can all go to Hawaii for the next meeting. So far they haven't stepped up. And then our Year of Illumined Intentions was our first online class for this center, and I'm thrilled to say that every single practitioner at this center is involved in that class. So we're getting to know each other through the class. We're learning. We have 7 different people from different CSLs there. So it was a 4-week program, ends Monday night. We got to know each other better, so I'm thrilled. Every practitioner was enrolled in that class. And we're working on online classes, working with other CSL centers. We need to move beyond these walls. We do a class here. We have 2 and then 7. We're getting 11 or 12 classes here. We have 23 people in that class. So you can see the power of bringing online to this community. It'll be online and in-house, so that's called hybrid. So we did bring hybrid to this center this year. Education, it's about collaborative connection. How can we collaborate with other centers? How can we collaborate with other teachers? This year we taught spiritual principles and practices. We taught visioning a way of life. Journey of the Soul. Oh my gosh, how many were in Journey of the Soul? That was a class, wow, that turned out to be spectacular. And at the end of the class, Shanna, who was in the class, called the author of the book and had the author of the book come online and spent 45 minutes asking any questions we had. So it was a real treat to have the author here. Illumined Intentions is doing well. We did a 5 Wishes workshop. We do twice a month, Speak Science of Mind, and we're doing hybrid and online education as we move forward. We have a new class, 5 Agreements, goes up 2 Mondays from now, Monday the 9th. So, Marianne Williams says, love is what we were born with. Our key principle is love, and that's what we teach in these classes. And so outreach events, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life, and you can see in that graphic the interconnectivity of people. We did the Easter brunch, Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, Thanksgiving dinner, Hanukkah, Christmas, candlelight, Kwanzaa, and Yvonne and I went to a Redlands Hospital minister event to connect with other ministers and compassionate care at Redlands. PFLAG just contacted me a week ago about connecting with University of Redlands and working with them to bring the PFLAG theme and the PFLAG group and awareness to them. So we're now connected with University of Redlands. They have a Pride group on campus, and they want to learn more about Pride. And so we're going to be working with PFLAG Redlands, and I'm thrilled about that. That just came our way when they saw saw that we were listed on PFLAG, they saw, and they called, and the Santa Monica Suicide Walk. Was a wonderful day. And that may sound like, an oxymoron, how can you have a wonderful day at a suicide walk? Because you came together with people who opened their hearts and shared their stories, and we were all better for being together at that walk. And we had, I think, 7 of us go, and I know next year we're gonna have 12, so that we outreached. We're starting Wednesday Wellness, midweek faith lift, because we kind of get uplifted on Sunday, and then we kind of sink by Wednesday, and we come back for the uplift. So we have started Conscious Conversations the first Wednesday. And we have going Wednesday Metaphysical Movie Night. We'll be adding, as we go forward, Wednesday of the month Metaphysical Meditation, and we'll be adding a Wednesday midweek faith lift of the Metaphysical Music Night. It'll be like the movie night, but we're going to play metaphysical music and talk about the music and how it raises our spirit. So we are working on having a Wednesday Wellness midweek faith lift every Wednesday of the month. Some will be here in house and some will be online. So that has started. It's going well. We're going to continue that. Big effort on team building at this center. So we want to invite anyone who wants to be on a team, come and play here. We've got a volunteer on a team. We have Kitchen Angels. We have Ambassador, which is our meet and greet team. We have Tech Team. So Chuck is heading that up right now. We have the Flower Ministry team. We have Member Services. We have Events team. And we now have a Green Thumb Club, which is a gardening club, but Ross said he didn't know about that until today. So we need somebody with a green thumb to head that up, because Ross is not necessarily going to do that, but it's going to be a gardening club. And we have a social media club, which really Darla will be speaking about. So those are some of the clubs that we have going. So new Green Thumb Club and new social media club. So come join a team and come play with us. It's a lot of fun. And we're going to go with Member Services team report right now. So Member Services is up.
Okay, so we're focusing here on accomplishments for 2025, and I can read across just as well as you can, but contact members and friends monthly, update membership directory biannually, highlight members' businesses, make name tags available for everyone, deliver Sunday fellowship meals, visit the sick and housebound, send greeting cards via the district leaders, and conduct and attend the compassionate care training. I guess what I want to say with the member services is we focus on the connectivity, keeping in touch with everybody, finding out if anybody has any special needs, and then doing our best to meet those needs and getting help to people who need help, okay? And for 2026, we want to promote the use of the hearing assistance devices. We have them here in the building, but we need people to know that they can get a hold of one if they want to use it, okay? And we want to improve the accessibility for handicapped individuals. We have signs up now directing people from the front of the building around to the back of the building to access the ramp. I bought a sign for the parking. That first space is going to be blue lined and available for handicap parking. Resource directory, contact information, promoting volunteerism, because as we speak to people, find out what their gifts and talents are and see if we can come up with ways to get people more involved in the center. So the more involved you are, the better it is, you know. And continue all the other things that are listed above. And we meet back to back with the event teams on Mondays. Well, most of us are on both teams, so it's kind of a work together thing. Thank you.
And so our events team is up.
Thank you, Emmy. And Betty Ann, our ambassador to events team.
The event that I want to say right now to
Yes.
you, this is a peace lily that I gave you when you first came. And
It's
now
flourishing.
it's saying hello.
It's saying hello, finally.
Finally.
Thank you.
Okay. Events team. The events that we've had here, they've just been a joy. We really didn't know what you wanted. So I spoke with the person that's going to take over for next year because Judy and myself, we are making space for new people. We're not dissolving that area, but we're just making space for somebody else to be here. I too have to read it from here.
Yes, I do too.
Okay, our spiritual tea was absolutely wonderful. We did it a little bit different than we usually do, and I invited a neighbor who is already, are we going to do it? Are we going to do it? So it really came off really wonderful. In March, we had a Carl Anthony celebration. In April, we had the chair yoga, and we do have a person that's here in our community, so we didn't have to go out to have that person come in. And those that attended said how restful it was that we could do it every Wednesday. In May, the Rose Garden was again kind of done over again, and we did have a celebration of life there. In June, we had a visioning with Neil, and he introduced what visioning was. And again, I invited a neighbor in, and he did call me to find out if it did help her, and it did. So that's one of the outreach things that we did. Okay. So Father's Day, of course, we had the barbecue, and we had the yard sale. Let me explain something about the yard sales. Yvonne, would you please stand? I want everyone to give this lady a round of applause. Yvonne knows I don't like yard sales, but Yvonne loves yard sales. And Yvonne, I don't know how she recruits, but she does. If she's not having a yard sale here, which we used to call a boutique, on Sundays after Sunday, ladies would bring their leftover jewelry or scarves or whatever, and they would get sold. She also would have yard sales at her home, and she'd get the neighbors involved. So yeah, a round of applause to that lady. In July, August, Divine Dining. What that is, you bid having a meal or an outing, a social outing actually. So that's another outreach activity that's been going on, and it will go on again next year. In October, again, we had the chair yoga, and in Emmy forgot to remind people that the membership committee team, we got turkeys from Morongo. And we were able not only to salvage some of those so that we could have Thanksgiving and we could have Christmas. And I'm pointing here because, and I should be pointing to Ross because I know he does all the cooking. Anyway, we will be doing that again next year. It went very well. Those people that wanted the turkeys put their names in. And again, the membership team was able to contact people if they wanted, or if they were having extra company coming over and the turkey came out. It was a wonderful gift. And I'm not talking about one of those little chicken turkeys. I'm talking about a 22-pound turkey. Let's see, where are we? So December this past year, we were inviting other, I don't know how you want to say, cultures here in the sanctuary. And it really was a nice event because other people didn't know about these two cultures in depth. We had the Hanukkah introduced, and we also had Kwanzaa. Yeah. I'm not sure, but I'd like to introduce our team member that's going to take over and take my space and Judy's space. We were able to meet with the board and the new team that's going to take over for next year. So I'll just let her do that next year, or do you want to give that information now? Some of the events that you'll be doing. All right, so here's what you have to do. You have to look at your calendar, number one, and you have to listen to one of your district directors that's going to call and remind you of these events, and then I will see you all in 2026. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have this
Building and Grounds is up next.
We had quite a bit of work that we did that with love for the building. The building is about 80 years old. And those of us that are 70, 80 to 90, we know that we need, what do you say, maintenance. And your older cars and buildings do. And we do that with love. And we do that as economically as feasible, yet getting the job done correctly. Let me just highlight some of the areas. Whoever comes through the front door will notice a warming, more welcoming reception area, which is what we really wanted to give first-time attenders the ability to sit, relax, review the information that we have, and basically give them an idea of who we are. You can't probably make that out very well, but that's our new ceramic tile floor in Carter Hall, the hallways and other areas that should last us quite a while, and it really has beautified the Carter Hall and those other particular areas. All you have to do is look up at the beginning of the ceiling, and we have added quite a few items, hardware and software, to the tech, which was donated by the Hefferland Foundation. So we have a lot to be thankful for Hefferland. The window covers were part of a gift by Neil Hayner, and I'm sure all of you have noticed that what a wonderful upgrade it was from the bamboo window covers that never quite matched. So we're very happy to see that improvement. And also thanks to Neil, we had a total repainting of the center. All the rooms, everywhere in the building that there was paint, new paint was applied. Our parking lot, near and dear to my heart. Also, thanks to a grant from Hefferland and a wonderful participation from the center, because it was a matching grant this time. And we had to, or we didn't have to, we asked out of love of our hearts for members to help match those funds so we could get it made. And for those who've been here for a long time, we know what a challenge it was getting around on that gravel parking lot. So I'm very happy to see that accomplishment. And one project that was needed, and I'm sure a lot of you also in the parking lot see the fact that the trees were a real issue. And we got those removed. And now we're up to social media. But before that, I wanted to also contribute just a second to Donna McNee-Smith. Her and Bill were two of the founding members of the center. And over the years, they have contributed out of their hearts, out of their resources, and I will never forget those two. They were an inspiration to all of us, and we very much miss them. Social media. Reverend Michael, did you want to touch on that?
You can if you want, and then Darren's going to do the marketing and read just what's on the slide. So
Okay, because Reverend Michael has been so engrossed in social media, and I'd like him to talk about it.
okay,
Since
and basically, we want to connect. One of my visions for CSL Beaumont is it's better when we do it together. And one thing that I'm aware of is CSLs are not talking to each other. Trust me, they're not talking to each other. And so we have 3 CSL centers that have shuttered right in our immediate area. So we want to reach out with marketing and see if we can invite them into our CSLB family. Because if you like CSLB, you like it. So that's part of our social media and marketing is outreach beyond these walls. How do we bring people in from those 3 CSLs all within an hour of this center that have shuttered? And we want to let them know that we're here. So we did start advertising in Idlewild just Friday. We have a 90-day ad running in their not Record Gazette, but the Idlewild Town Crier. And so we have a nice ad saying their CSL closed about 5 years ago, come on down the hill. So that's social media and outreaches. It gets our broadcast out live. And our plan is based on community outreach through social media and live streaming of Sunday talks and special events. Darla will talk about marketing, but our live stream views on Sunday, and we're talking about from Sunday till the next Sunday, so people to tap in during the week. We were getting about 20 views, and there are weeks now where we're getting up to 100 views. So our message is being watched out there. And we're having people come to the center say, oh, I saw your message online and I came to check you out in person. So our watches are really growing of this Sunday service. And we see it in congregation dependent upon social media and live streaming. I heard a lot of comments about our Monday night online class from some members of this community. We love not having to drive after dark, how easy it is to be in class and click on your computer at home and be in class. So we've had good feedback about the online outreach of classes. And our goal is to serve virtual members, right, that may not be able to come to the center, and members who can't attend in person. So we have a lot of people can't make it here on a Sunday who are traveling. We have snowbirds who watch us when they're away. So it's about taking our message beyond the walls of the sanctuary. And as we take it beyond the walls of the sanctuary, the natural outflow creates a natural inflow of people saying, I'm going to come check you out in person. So that's why we are improving our live streaming and been great improvement with our equipment, our technology, our skills, and our 3 cameras have just really up-leveled our broadcast quality. So thank you for being supportive of that. And now I believe Darla is up next with our digital engagement channel. So I'll stand here and change, I think, one slide.
Just one slide. One slide, guys, that's it. We're good. Hi. It's been a while since I've been up here about this, and I'm excited to be here because we have got some things we need to talk about. And our outreach now, and where we've come in 5 months, I want you to put this in your mind, what 5 months was like. That was like yesterday, right? 5 months is all. I'm going to give you a report which shows us the last 3 months of what we've been doing on the outreach and where we've gone. I put this slide up together because a lot of people keep asking me, well, is this with this? Do we do this with this? How do we handle this? And I thought, well, let's just talk about it for a minute so we all get on the same page. We're calling this digital engagement because we do it in lots of different ways. The first step that people actually come to find us is the discovery process. And we use Eventbrite, and we use Meetup, and we use Google Business for that. So they kind of find us, funnel through that way, and they discover us. Well, after they discover us, people want a little orientation. Well, who are we? What do we really do? They want to know a little bit more about us. At that point is the orientation process. People decide. One of the ways they decide is they go by our website. Again, with the board of directors' compliments of saying go for it, I redesigned the website from the ground up 5 months ago. And in fact, I just gave it a facelift last week, by the way, because we have some data that showed some things that I wanted to change things around. So if you haven't seen it within the last week, it's all been updated again. I want you, 3 months, guys, we had 1,400 visitors in 3 months to the website. We had prayer requests. We had phone calls. We got prayer requests, everybody, from the website. People are calling, asking, can you support me from the website? The other place that people are finding us like this is through our great minister here who does short video films very, very well. We actually do the reels on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. And those are producing very well, just extremely well. There is actually, in 3 months, a 79% increase in viewership. Can you take a breath on that one? 79%. That's what's happening, is people are finding us because we're putting ourselves out there. And now they're finding us and saying, well, I want to see what's next. I want to see what's next. And when people connect with us after they've done that, what's next for them is they want a little bit more. So that's when they go into the Facebook groups. Again, 3 months, people. Think about this in our area and throughout the country. 9,700 people viewed our Facebook pages. Okay, in 3 months. It's not a year. We're talking 3 months. We go to the Instagram. We have his shorts are just taking off like crazy on Instagram, where they're looking at him by the hundreds and the hundreds. We have 5,200 people looked at us in 3 months. 3 months. And then we go to YouTube views. The Reels have increased 60% on those, and our online streaming in 3 months has grown by 20%. And we had 5,300 views on our YouTube channel this time in 3 months. So we're not just reaching our community here in Beaumont and Banning. Now we're reaching people in Chicago. We're reaching people in the UK. We're reaching people in Canada. We're reaching people in Georgia. People are just starting to show up. And this is a 3-month project. So it's only been 3 months. We also started the project with a rebranding, which I did about 6 months ago, which was a new logo and a whole brand program, so that we have consistency throughout the communities and everything we're doing. So we have a real nice, consistent appearance now that was updated. The total, this is a big one. Take a breath, please, people. Take a breath with me, because it's so exciting. In those areas that I just discussed, a 3-month period, the total in those different environments I talked about, which is our environments I just discussed, we had 22,130 people make contact with this facility through our outreach. Yeah. 22,000 people. He said, who are these people? I want to see. And they pushed the button. Okay. I wanted to acknowledge the people that are part of this. It's a whole team now. Of course, Reverend Michael is the leadership. And he takes care of that and making sure that we have that all together. I know I wrote it down here someplace nicely. Jim Lawrence came on as our webmaster. I work very closely with him. He does a lot of what we're doing. So he's part of the team too. Of course, Chuck's part of the team. Adrian's been part of the team. Marcia, of course. Wherever we need her, she just pops up. So lovely so. I'm the director of the group. And it's of my great glory and pleasure to be able to support the center. I've been studying this philosophy for about 25 years. I've only been at the center for 11 months. So to be a part and growing the center in the way that we're able to do it right now is just in the bottom of my heart a special opportunity to give back. And this community is given to me and our lovely people. I just can't tell you how much it means to me. I get to color and draw all day to make all these slides and all these things. One thing I do want to ask is I'm going to start offering an opportunity for you to help me. It's growing so fast with so much going on, and we're growing so much activity in the building here itself. I do, of course, all the slides. I do all of it basically right now. I'm going to be asking for some helpers. So you'd be part of our community team for social media. And what I'm asking for is people who like to color like I do. You make posts. The program that we're using is Canva. It's like the #1 program for easy, non-educated and people with graphic designs. It's user-friendly. You can have it for free, so it costs you nothing. You can do it at home. But I'm looking for people who want to donate 2 hours a week to start helping me build what we're building right now. Because as things grow around us, then the time and the effort grows for me. So now I'm going to be asking help. The main thing if people take a breath about is I can teach you how to do it quickly, and also you won't have to make the decisions about what to say because we'll be taking care of the branding, we'll be taking care of the messaging. So you won't be anything, gosh, I want to do this, but I'm afraid. I don't want to say something wrong. Don't worry about that part. We're going to take care of what we're going to say, and we're going to just build the pretty pieces together. So if you feel like coloring and do it a couple hours a week to help us out, that's something I'll be looking for, like now. So that's our overview. And thank you again for the support you've given me as a board of directors.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, 22,000 people, 3 months. Thank you for your support, because this is how it gets done. The whole community.
You're amazing.
One thing I wanted to add that Darla is helping us accomplish is that over this last year and quite a few years, traditional churches have been reducing in membership. They've been closing. They have been looking at a downturn. And I am so proud to say our center has been increasing in numbers, increasing in social outlook, social media. And I'm so proud of what we've done here and how we have interacted with the community, and as Darla was saying, globally. And that's one thing I wanted to just add that is an amazing thing. So right now, we are going to hear from Ross. And Ross has adopted from his heart our rose garden.
Garden club, huh? That was news to me. As you may or may not know, the Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont offers members and their families an opportunity to commemorate special events in their lives. Susan Goff was a very active member of CSL Beaumont and a lover of roses. It was Susan's idea to dedicate a rose garden for loved ones in her family. Susan began the campaign to add to our existing rose bed and develop the commemorative rose garden. Susan created the perfect opportunity for a permanent commemorative of a meaningful event in your family's history. In early November last year, I adopted the rose garden to lead in its expansion and renovation. With careful pruning, fertilizing, new irrigation, and care, 22 new additions respectfully honor 43 celebrations. New engraved stone markers now identify each recipient's location. I invite you to join me anytime in the garden and share in the progress as the new plantings bud forth this spring in joy. Please feel free to meet with me directly if you are interested in sharing in this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Ross. Yvonne Fowler, who was very instrumental in interacting with members that did want to join the Board of Trustees, and she's going to give us an overview of that.
Before, this is new information. I want you to tell them about Phil Welk.
Oh, yes. Phil Welk, who has been working with us for years in maintaining the building, letting us know where work had to be done. One thing that really struck me, the first time Phil did some work for us, he asked, "Can I tithe part of what you paid me?" And that just struck my heart that Phil was not only wonderful at what he did, he had a wonderful heart, and we are greatly going to miss Phil.
He died last month sometime, and they did have a service already in his family's church, but we'll always remember Phil, and we'll get him in our rose garden too. Well, it's time for nominations, and the qualifications, they were up there, but it's to be nominated, you have to be a member of the center here for 6 months. You have to complete or enrolled in a foundation class, willing to accept the responsibilities of the Board of Trustees, and have no relative or live-in relationship, be an employee of this church or on the Board of Trustees. So, and the last thing would be, no trustee may receive compensation as a board member. And we are so fortunate this year to have two people that have come forward to be nominated, and that is Adrian Madden and Jack Burnham. And I've asked them both to come up and give a very short presentation of why they should be a board member and want to be a board member. Adrian, do you want to start?
Obviously, it's because I like pain. Just kidding. Anybody who's been on a board of anything knows there's a lot of give and take. Anyway, I have been here for 13 years. I came to fix the speakers. If you'd been here when I first came here, we had 2 bookshelf speakers that probably cost $20 at Radio Shack that were so blown that they weren't connected to anything. And I stayed to listen to the speakers. Because the basement. Yeah, that was fun. Anyway, moving on. I had to hire my brother to get down there. I couldn't fit. Anyway, I love this center. This is my spiritual home. I used to, when we had pews, my daughter would stay over there, and I would teach her math while I was working during the week to make things work. I've given blood, sweat, and tears to this church, and I figure I might as well give a whole bunch more. So that's why.
Thank you. Jack?
Also like pain.
Well, I imagine, as all of you know, I'm Jack Burnham. I've been here about 5 years now. I started about 5 years ago. I fell in love with the church, the center, the people in the center. Everybody I see here, I've grown really infatuated with everybody, and know the ones that haven't been coming. I joined the Ambassador Club, or work group, been that for the last year or so. And this last year, I joined the Finance Committee with Dorothy, helping. That's all right now. But I'm really enjoying that too. I take this opportunity to try and get more involved with other things that are going on in the center. It's made another home for me. I didn't have much going on with me at the time. That was 5 years ago, and I think that this is it. So I'm very pleased to help out.
Thank you. Well, sir, is there anybody from the floor that would like to stand up and be recognized and possibly be qualified for a board position? I have to say it 3 times, right, Betty? Twice. Anybody interested in being on the board? One more time. Anybody? Well, then I think we can all take a unanimous vote, and let's say for nominate both Jack and Adrian for our board. All in favor say aye. You've been elected.
Anybody opposed? Did you say that 3 times? Anyone opposed?
Huh?
Anyone opposed? Anybody opposed?
Oh, Anybody opposed? Motion passed.
Now Reverend Michael is going to recognize, oh, I'm sorry. Dorothy is going to recognize our outgoing trustees and the wonderful contribution that they have made to the center.
Dorothy is going to recognize Joan Frost, who is coming off the team, the finance team. She served 2 years on the finance team, and according to the bylaws, the members can serve 2 years. Joan has been such a, oh my gosh, we're going to miss her. I don't know if you know this, but she's a retired CPA. And her expertise, her knowledge, her willing to share that expertise has really been great, and it's given the team so much credibility because we have this kind of talent on our team. And we'd like to present you with this gift as a remembrance of your time in the service that you've given us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Did you have anything you want to say?
It's been a real learning experience. It's been a learning experience for me. I've been involved in church accounting, but this is the most extensive of any that I've done, and so it's been a learning experience. I've enjoyed it immensely, and the relationships. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now at this point, Reverend Michael is going to induct our new members of the board.
All right, so yeah, Jack and Adrian would like to come up here. We have a little induction ceremony. And Shannon, come on up, Shannon, yes. Shannon was appointed to the board at our last meeting. We had an opening from Judy Garthwith, and so the board's allowed to appoint someone to fill a position. So Shannon was appointed to fill Judy's position. So right now, take a breath. Make a wish. Click heels 3 times. No. You've been elected to the Board of Trustees of the Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont because the members of the center believe you to be their worthy representatives. They believe you to possess the qualities of leadership which will embrace and carry out the center's vision of a world that works for everyone. Election to the board is both an honor and a privilege. And with this privilege comes personal and organizational responsibilities. In accepting this position on the board, you are making a commitment to both to serve and to lead our congregation according to our shared values and principles. Do you so commit?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Every board member needs a deep commitment to their spiritual life. Do you have such a spiritual commitment, whatever that is in your life, spiritual practice, spiritual awareness? Do you have a deep commitment to spirit in some way in your life?
I do.
Okay. If a conflict arises, and it will, just saying, if a conflict arises between your position as a board member and your personal opinions, will you commit first to prayer? Always go to prayer first. Second, to speaking only to the involved parties you're having the disagreement with. And third, to acknowledge this conflict before the board and take positive measures to eliminate the conflict. And here's what we do on the board. Here's what CSL does. We come to clarity. What's the issue? We come to consensus. Let's meet in the middle. Can't have it all your way, Shannon. You can't have it all your way, Adrian. You can't have it all your way. Let's come meet in the middle. And then we come to commitment that we've gotten clarity what the issue is. We've come to consensus by coming to middle ground agreement. And then we commit to honor the agreement that we've made at the board. Are you willing to do that?
Yes.
Okay. And will you commit to support in a positive manner all actions initiated by the board, even when you are in a minority position on such actions? Maybe it wasn't in your heart to do Food for Fellowship, but if the board votes that, will you fully commit it to the best of your ability?
Yes.
And really in consciousness, you know, hold in consciousness this thing's going to work. And we don't have to know how. You don't have to know how. You just have to know it always works when you're spiritually connected. And with full commitment and a bond of trust established by this ceremony, you are now duly installed as the Board of Trustees of the Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont for the year of 2026. And I now ask each of you to share a God quality that you bring to this board. Something you bring in God qualities are beauty and blessing and generosity. What God quality do you bring that you probably presence in your life?
Gratitude and unity.
Gratitude and unity.
Clarity.
Clarity.
I think love for me. I love people. I love working with people. I always have, and communicating. So.
Good stuff. Great God qualities. And so I would like to, and I would like Bill to welcome you to the board.
I welcome you, and our entire family here welcomes you and praises you for taking this obligation with love for the next 2 years? 2 years. 3 years. And soon we're going to increase it to 4 years.
This guy.
Again, thank you from all the members for your dedication.
Very good.
And we've already done the introduction. And
We're missing
what was that?
the people leaving.
Oh, I'm sorry. The individuals leaving, if they will come up. No?
Leave it to Betty.
There you go.
expired, so they're moving off the board.
Come on up. Okay. Yvonne Fowler, who has, again, given 3 years of her heart and efforts and gifts. Oh, that's right. Our normal term is 3. 4 years. And well, they're the example you can survive through 4 years as a board member. But again, the 4 years of dedication, both Yvonne and Betty Ann have shown the board and this congregation have been inspiring, just inspiring, and I've loved working with you two for the last 4 years. So thank you very much for your dedication, and we hope to see you back on the board in 1 year.
I can't.
Oh.
We're making room for Dennis. If we stay in that position, nobody else will use God's talent.
That's true. That's true. Again, I want to thank everyone for being here and spending your valuable time with us. We are honored to be able to present to you what 2025 meant to us as board members and express to you we understand and appreciate your love, your dedication, and your gifts for the center. And now we're going to have a benediction by Reverend Michael to close us out.
So thank you, Bill. And so I think the best benediction we can do, I don't know, there's no best, there's no good, there's no better, there's no poor in spirit. There just is. And I think a recognition I invite each of you to recognize, because I have seen this and I have felt this, and I have had people at the center share this with me. They said there's a feeling of renewed fellowship at the center. It was hard during COVID, hard to keep it going on online. And there's a renewed fellowship. There's a new sense of friendship. And there's a new sense, and it's so clear. Ross and I felt it 6 months ago, and it's evolving every day. There's a sense at CSLB, we are family. And there isn't a better energy and a better feeling to know that your spiritual center as your second home is a home where you feel like family. So that's our intention, to make you feel at home here. Certainly made me feel at home. So know that as we move forward in 2026, everything we'll be doing will be about welcoming you home, welcoming new members home, and welcoming each of ourselves in our own way to a new home and a new awareness of spiritual deepening and spiritual power. So I will close this benediction by saying, welcome home, one and all. We are family. Thank you. Now, food in Carter Hall.